So just jumping back on right now. Uh, Looks like before I left the first time, we were looking for either price to break above HVL and accept above it to go higher, or for it to reject HVL again, target P2, the put wall 2, and it did exactly that. So I am looking for shorts as long as we stay below HVL, looking for shorts. Let me get signed into my other account. I'm just gonna go back through, mark any big whale sellers that came in. We have this stacked imbalance right here. Specifically though, on this volume footprint chart, I am looking for buyer or seller volume that is 400 or more. So right now, marked off this red box here is from a heavy seller previously that stepped in. I would like to see price close below it. Ideally, I'd like to get below this P1 level here. This is the main put wall. If we can get some acceptance below it, that'd be nice. And we could probably look for entry to continue this downside. But we are right on value area low as well. This yellow dotted line. You can see that we have not really broke below it at all. We did get a candle close. Let's see. I'm going to take a risk a short here. I went in a little bit larger than I wanted to. Need to remember to check my position sizing. Sorry, not risking much on this trade. I would ideally want to hit this next put wall at 29,850. Adjust my stop. Move it right above this imbalance here. 939. Now we're going to target levels. Keep updating. Let's see here. I'm going to take partial profits at the previous swing low here at 29,876. I'm going to shave off 2. We need to get this closed below the P1 level. See if the sellers can continue this back down. If not, I'm probably going to get stopped out. Which is alright. You win some, you lose some. Let's see if the sellers can hold it. Delta is flipping negative. It's kind of going back and forth right now. It's like buyers are wanting to keep it in fair value here. So I didn't go in so heavy. I accidentally went in 4 contracts from I had the settings wrong. I would have adjusted my stop. I got stopped out there. So I made a tighter stop than normal. I'm gonna look for a re-entry. So down a couple hundred on this account. It's alright. Now we did stay, so we are seeing acceptance above this put wall here, right? So now that doesn't mean I'm looking for longs necessarily. Again, we are still below HVL, so we are in a negative gamma environment right now. So I would instead look for more, look for another pullback and to get in short. Be watching this P5 level. See if we can get above that or stay below it. Let me update the levels again. P6 level now. Hey Kenneth, you on? How's it going, bro? You take any more trades? Down on the day? Well, I'm down on this account. Let's make it back. Just gotta wait for another setup. I'm trading my Apex account right now. I got a bit more buffer on this one, so I do play a little bit larger. Um, but yeah, I'm down on the day on this account. Up on the top one accounts though, but I'm done trading those for the day. So we are coming up to the P-trans is what it's called. It's the highest put volume level. Right, it's where the most actively traded put strike for the current session has been. And that's right here at, we're coming up on it. Hold on. Let me. Yeah, we're approaching this level right here, 29,985. If we can, this is be an area I would be looking to re-enter short if we can stay below it, and see active sellers step in. sorry, that level, this level here is not the P-trans. That's gonna actually be, right now it's right where HVL is. So that's where we would essentially transition. And I want to see if this 29,985 area is going to hold. Looks like buyers are starting to slow down a bit. Seeing some absorption here on the 1133 candle. Seeing some more sellers step in. I'd be willing to take a cheap short here, actually.
Order filled.
Probably target the P2 level. So I am in this short. I'm targeting 29,900. My stop is right above, it's around 29,982. So right above POC here. So I am in this short. Got in at a fairly decent price here. So if you take this down. Kenneth, you in this with me, bro? So you can see as we approach the highest put volume level right here, 29,985, buyers really started stalling out, lost their momentum, and restarted that rollover. Sellers started jumping in, got in here, and I am targeting the next highest put wall, which would be this P2 level right here at 29,900. Now, if we get below value area low, which you can see on my chart here, it's at 29,918, 919, sorry. If we can get below there, I'll probably move my stop to break even. I'm thinking we can push back down to this P2 level. So I'm really stepping in here. We're at value area low now. Let's see if we can get a candle closure below it. So that P2 level did just change over to P1, as you can see here on PaulvTrades. But that is my target. I'll go ahead and update these levels on the chart on TradingView. Like, even though these levels update, PaulvTrades does a really good job of being able to implement these into their indicators. Easy copy paste. Again, if you're paying attention to it, right, it's a one-click copy all the levels, right, and then paste it into the indicator. All right, let's see, we're almost there. Let's see if we could touch that P1 level. We are also at value area low, which is another significant level as far as market auction theory goes. So something definitely worth noting, which is why I did move my stop to break even. And boom, there we go. That was a nice trade. Made my money back and then some on that trade. So that was about just under 60 points, 2.5 R. Excellent execution, in my opinion. But for those that watch this later on, and Kenneth, if you're on right now, this is why I've implemented gamma levels into my trading. I don't use these levels as entry points, right? They're not magical levels, but they help build context, right? I use, essentially market auction theory for structure, and context, gamma levels for context. I mean, we could go over this. I took a trade. Everything's in my bias too. You could go back, check the daily bias. I give you a game plan for downside, upside. Everything that I called out before market open has played out so far, right? We opened above HVL, right, at 30,065. Okay, if we broke below that, we would expect a movement down, right? If HVL held, that was the key support level during the session. If that held and we started seeing buyers step in and price acceptance, okay, then we'd probably be going long. So we entered our first short of the day was, I think I still have it marked out on my chart. I thought I did. Oh yeah, right here. So we caught this using order flow as confirmation. Saw these heavy sellers step in, right? Got in around this area. This was a pretty quick move, so I got in around here with the stop right above this stacked imbalance. And we wrote it down to one of the levels at the time that was on the chart. Don't remember which one it was. It's changed. But that was setup one. On my first stream this morning, before I signed off to take the kids to school, I told everyone, if we push back to HVL, if we get back above and price accepts above HVL, we will go higher. If we push back into HVL and reject, look for shorts. And when I came back from dropping my kids off, that's exactly what happened. Guys, when HVL, right, this level here, this is one of the most important levels that you could be watching every day, right? This really helps with context. In simple terms, all right, above HVL, your bias should be bullish. Below, your bias should be bearish. All right. So if we're below HVL, I am not looking to take any longs. That eliminates any, getting in on the wrong side of the market, right? That you should not be looking at longs. Instead, like on this pullback here, this pullback here, you shouldn't be trying to catch these moves. You should be looking for entries to go short, which is exactly what we did on our last trade here. Let me get to it. That's exactly what we did here. We entered on the pullback, right? And this is why I use order flow or volume footprint charts for confirmation, right? Looking at these candles, you might think, oh, we tapped in the value area low, it rejected, we're going to push back up, all right? And as you watch on the volume footprint candle, you can see the delta, right? It's one thing I really love about these volume footprint candles. And you can see buyers stepped in, kind of lost momentum here, then they stepped in again, and it just kept getting higher. And then it started stalling right in here, right? We went from 274, 309, 234, 4, 189. And then we start seeing some bigger sellers step in right around this level. What was here? We had I think it was the third, I think at the time was the third highest absolute gamma, all right? Which is a strike with the greatest total gamma exposure. So there's a lot of volume there, a lot of puts, right? And you can see, and if you're not familiar with options, right, puts are short, calls are long, which is why we have put walls, call walls. All right, so having that, being able to identify that was my target to look for an entry. All right, and that's exactly, we started seeing sellers step in here. I decided to jump in because I figured it was a cheap short, right? I'm willing to take that risk. I'm trading in the direction of the market. And then we got this big flush down here. And you could really see, looking at the delta, looking at the volume footprint candle, all the sellers that started stepping in. So I hope that makes sense. Again, gamma levels are not entries, they're not signals, they're not magic levels. They are context providers, letting you, the trader, know what type of trading environment we're in, right? Check out my daily bias every day. I'm using these levels to form my daily bias, and I've been following my bias to execute my trades, right? Is it going to be perfect 100% of the time and every single day? Probably not. Things change. if you've been watching this stream or you're rewatching, you see I've updated these levels quite a few times. Um, so the levels do change. Um, but the concept behind these levels does not. So again, very simply, simply put, HVL below HVL, negative gamma, uh, higher expanded volatility, right? That's where we get these larger moves. And we're also typically looking for shorts. And then above HVL, we're looking for longs. But we also tend to, above HVL, positive gamma, we can see chop. We can see a lot of rotational price action, right? False breakouts, no follow through. That's kind of how last week played out, right? Like Wednesday through Friday last week, we were in a positive gamma state. If I remember correctly, we were in between a call wall, the big call wall, C1, and P1. And we just were kind of in between there. And that is why we weren't getting any follow through or breakouts. So again, using this as context, gamma levels as context only. Hey Alpha, just seeing you in the chat now. Yes, I understand there's other platforms out there that are, as far as volume footprint goes, like a lot more accurate. Trading view data is aggravated. I get that. I understand that. But the way that I use these footprint candles, the settings that I have, it makes sense to me, right? Um, which is why I use it. I'm not looking. It works for me. That's as easy as simple as that. It works for me. I understand it. Um, but yes, there are other platforms out there that have real time uh, bid and ask data. I get that. TradingView just happens to work for me. At the end of the day, right? Trading is, whatever works for you, whatever you as an individual can understand. Um, that's what matters. Right? That's why there's no such thing as, holy grail strategy. Like one strategy rules them all. No, in fact, there's a million strategies out there, and guess what? They all work. They may not all work for you as an individual, right? But the point is you find something that makes sense to you, that you can understand, and make it work, right? It's funny if you actually take I'm not going to say every single strategy out there, but if you take a lot of them, you'll be surprised on, how much they actually are very similar. There's just different terminology, right? I seen a video where they were comparing, like, I don't know, 20 different strategies, and everyone's entry point was about the same, give or take, a few points. But they were all looking at the same thing, the same spot on the chart. They were just called something different. Yeah, bro, I've been trading for about 4 years, going on 5 years. Um, I've been doing order flow though for actually this pretty much this year, start of this year. And I've seen tremendous success from it so far. I've done other strategies out there, VWAP, using RSIs, MACDs, all that. Used all that. And this is what really makes sense to me. And this is what I've also seen the most success with. Sorry, I'm back. I usually work on Wednesdays. I took today off, and I didn't realize that my son starts school at 9:30 instead of 7:45. So I'm feeding my son real quick, and then I gotta take him in at 9:30. Um, yeah, man, I've tried a lot. I've tried a lot of different things, bro. Um, and ultimately, though, what trumps everything is I really start of 2026. I have really been focused on my discipline, the psychology part of trading. And realistically, like without that, doesn't matter what strategy you use. If you don't have that dialed in, you're not gonna be successful in trading. Period. Um, you're just not. So that's been my main focus. That's what my Discord community is revolved around. Um, so there should be a link in the description of this video. I'm not sure. I'm new to this whole YouTube live thing, so bear with me. Um, but let me see if I could send you one. Maybe I could send it in the chat. If you want to join, you can check it out. But my server is strictly, it's not based off one simple strategy. The holy grail of strategy. It's not like that. It's kind of different than all the discords out there. Um, in my opinion, it's very focused on discipline, all that good stuff. Let me. Hey Alpha, you could click that link. It should take you to the Discord. Um, yeah, I can go over my strategy. Again, I don't necessarily teach my strategy, but if anyone's interested in learning how I trade, I do have a section in my Discord under PaulvTrades. That is, based around my journey, um, my strategy, etc. Um, thanks, Kenneth. Um, but yeah, bro, join, check it out. I do recommend it. And then I try to go live Monday, Tuesdays. I do work Wednesday through Saturday, so um, Wednesday today is kind of like an off day for me. I took the day off, decided to trade and go live. So usually Mondays and Tuesdays morning is when I'm on. Um, but feel free to join the Discord and we can talk more in there. But I am gonna end the day. I'm locking the account. I'm up 300 and some change on the top one accounts total for the day, and then up 187 on this Apex account. So net green on all accounts across the board. So if you guys are gonna continue trading, trade safe, trade safe. And Alpha, join the Discord, bro. Join the Discord. But I gotta get my kid ready for school. Hit me up in the Discord, bro. I'm gonna sign off of YouTube. Click that link in the chat. It should take you right there. Join. And then I'm usually on Discord like all the time, bro. So you can hit me up. I can help you out. I got you. Let's get you. My goal is to help you guys. Ultimately, I want you guys to pass evals. I want you guys to get funded. I want you guys to keep your funded and get payouts. So, hit me up, bro, in the Discord. All right, Kenneth, you still right on the day, bro? If so, maybe call it a day. If not, if you're not done trading, just wait for setups, bro. Again, right now we're in a short environment. All right, don't take longs until we get back above 3,065. There's no reason to take longs. Hope that helps. All right, yeah. I think, let me check the channel description if I can. Yeah, Kenneth, shorts, bro. Shorts. As tempted as you're gonna want to take these pullbacks, it's not worth it. It could whip back and just dump on you. That's the type of environment we're in right now. Unless we get back above 30,065, you are not taking any longs. All right. Yeah, don't enter on pullbacks. Don't go long on pullbacks. Use the pullbacks to gauge a entry. Right, look at this candle that just formed. Let me switch my screen. Look at that. We were pushing up, and then boom, this big seller stepped in. That is why you don't trade against the trend. Trade with the trend. And you just got to be patient to wait for those setups. Alpha, if you're still on, bro, if you check out my YouTube channel, handles at Pace Trading, I do have the link to my Discord in the channel description. But I do gotta go. I gotta head out. Gotta get my kid fed and off to school. But I hope to see you in the Discord, bro. Let's uh let's get more people in here. Let's get people profitable. All right, guys. I'll talk to you later.
Alexa, what's your name? Just like Beyonce, Romeo, and Pluto. I go by another name. I'm Alexa. Alexa. Red letters. Place. Soccer board. Here's a chill bedtime relaxing mix for Spotify.